This exact strategy is what's going to help you to have your best month ever. So let's get into it. Firstly, I was actually really shocked at how productive January was for me, because I usually find that January is kind of like the slowest month of the year. I feel like everyone's like slowly getting back into it. Everyone's trying to like figure out what it is that they want to do for the year, when realistically we should have really planned that way in advance. I do feel like when you get into January, you're kind of like, okay, it's January. And then before you know it, it's mid-year. And you're like, where did the first few months of the year go? Well, I have to say that as soon as I hit January, I was like, what is going on? I am so productive. And I kind of like did start a few different things, like implementing different strategies into my general work life that I realized were really, really helping me. But before we get into my strategies, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And don't forget, I am on different social media platforms, or just platforms in general. You know, like I have newsletters, I have Instagram, TikTok, and I have another YouTube channel which is all about educational beauty. So there's a bit for everyone. If you like reading, head over to the newsletters. If you like Instagram, TikTok, head over there. And if you like makeup, then head over to my educational beauty channel, as I mentioned. Let's get started with the first one. The first thing I did was actually treat January like it was the last month of work. So it's kind of like trying to get as much as you can done, because this is your last month. Kind of treating it like that saying, like, live each day as if it's your last. More work related though, not so much, you know, life and family and all that kind of stuff. So I treated January as if this is it. This is like my chance to get like some headway on some projects that I've been working on and really kind of like delve into it and just get stuff done. I really did treat it as though I was kind of on like almost like a timer. Like, I have only 1 month to really kind of like get all of these things done. And I think that way of thinking really helped me to kind of like change my approach to work, and it kind of like gave me a bit of a push. And although it's just a way of thinking, it really genuinely did help my productivity and my way of thinking and my approach to my work, and actually made me work a lot better. And I was kind of like just really on it. I was just like, right, I need to get this done. Like, I don't want to waste time. And I kind of had at the back of my mind that usually January is spent wasting a lot of time, to be honest. Like, I don't ever remember what happens in January, but I really had that at the back of my mind that I want it to be so different. I want to start the year right. I don't want to wait until February. You know, that kind of like feeling when you get into the new year, you're kind of like, okay, I'll wait till the 2nd of Jan. I'll wait till the first week of Jan is done, you know, before I start anything. I didn't really go with that. Usually I would do. I kind of just went straight in as though I want to get started immediately, and I really want to just like each week, like every week in January, I was like starting the week with as if it's my last week. Like, okay, I have to get this stuff done before I get into next week. And I was just so on it, and that whole way of thinking completely changed the way I approached my work, changed the way that I was actually doing my work, because I was really, to be honest, working a lot harder, I would say, or smarter in a sense. I wasn't necessarily kind of like just wasting time on one thing, you know, and just you start to become a bit kind of complacent in that one project. I was really kind of almost in a rush of getting things done. Use a planner. So in January, I actually started using the Intelligent Change Productivity Planner. And this is kind of by accident, because what happened was I actually bought the 5 minutes a day journal, whatever it's called, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to start something different this year. And I've heard so much about journaling, and I thought, you know, it's really not me, but let me give it a go. And while I was on their website, I thought, okay, they've got this really good bundle where you can actually get the productivity planner with it. And I thought, you know what, why not? I'm either going to like it or hate it. So I thought I'll try it. I absolutely loved it. So I read through it at the end of December, because you've got probably about like 5-6 pages that you need to read through to really understand how it works and what it's trying to get you to do, and kind of like how to fill out each page and how to approach it. And then you kind of get started with your first day. So I started using a productivity planner for the first time in my life in January, and that has helped so much. And this, combined with the Pomodoro technique, has been a complete game changer for me. And the Pomodoro technique is kind of what the planner actually tells you to kind of do, but I kind of delved a little bit deeper into the Pomodoro technique by Googling it and just like checking it out, like what is it all about. It apparently works very, very well for people with ADHD as well. It basically works on using a timer when you're working. So you kind of like set your timer for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and all you do is focus on that one task for 20 minutes, and then you take like a 5-minute break or however long you need, and then you get started again. again on your next session. So it's kind of a similar way to what the productivity planner tells you to do in order to like really become a bit more productive. And I use this every day now. Like this, honestly, this planner has been a complete game changer for me. I have already got my next one ready because I'm like, this is just amazing. Every day you fill this out and you have this little note at the top, which is basically I am grateful for, and you write in what you're grateful for that day, your intention for the day, which most of the time mine always says productive, which is really strange because it's just a productivity planner, but that is my intention for the day on most days. And then you put your most important task, and that basically is the one project that you really need to make sure that you either get started on or get finished today. And then you have your secondary tasks of importance and then additional tasks. So it really gets you thinking about how you should be prioritizing your to-do list. It's not just about having a to-do list, but it's really about prioritizing your to-do list. And it really does help because you end up getting those really important things done. Because I had a really bad habit before of kind of like starting something on my to-do list, and then before I knew it, I was onto a different part of my to-do list, and then I was working on two things at the same time, and neither one of them would actually get finished. So this has really helped me to kind of streamline my productivity and my way of approaching my work a lot better. As you can see, they do have this kind of like target, track 30-minute sessions, and actual. You can change that to whatever you want, like even 20 minutes if you want to. I do the 30 minutes, but basically my target is like how many sessions, and each session is 30 minutes. How many sessions do you think this is going to take to do this? So like I would put in, say, for example, 3, because I think it's going to take like 3 sessions of 30 minutes. And then every 30 minutes, you kind of like put a little cross in the circle or whatever you want to do. And then at the end of it, when you're actually finished, you put in what it actually took you. And it gives you a better idea to kind of like almost gauge how long you would need for projects like that. So you have a bit more of a kind of understand, you're a bit more connected to your kind of things to do list. So it's really good. And then on the side, they have daily planning, which generally I tend to put in things like, you know, leaving home or dropping Nico at the daycare or something, going to the gym, if I've got a doctor's appointment or something. So it gives me an idea of what my plan for the day is. And then I have notes on the other side. And usually what I do, I add like, you know, like small tasks. So not necessarily like the big ones that I've put on my to-do list, but almost like little things that I need to kind of like cross off my list. Like if I've got to call someone, if I have to message someone, or if I have to like just research on something. So it gives me an idea of other things that I kind of need to do at some point. But I would say this is honestly absolutely amazing. This has genuinely helped me so much, and it's given me a lot more confidence in kind of approaching my work and also like understanding my tasks a lot better. Set achievable goals. So when I head into January, I actually set myself a lot bigger goals. Now, bigger goals don't necessarily mean that they are less achievable than smaller goals. It really does depend on how, you know, what your strategy is when it comes to achieving that big goal. I still did do the kind of small goals approach, but I'll explain my strategy in a second. The bigger goals that I set myself were goals that I felt that if I were to achieve them by the end of the month, then I would be very proud of myself. Like it would feel like I have actually achieved something. And it's not just about, you know, achieving one goal. It's something that I want to be proud of, that, you know, this is something that I really did kind of like want to get done. And maybe it's been a bit of a struggle for a while, but I really, really wanted to set that goal so that it's something that I would feel super proud of at the end of the month if I managed to achieve it. I then went on and actually broke that goal down and set smaller goals. So this is where I did kind of set myself smaller goals, but overall I was looking at the bigger goal to begin with, and then I broke it down. And the way that I broke that goal down was in a very achievable way. My main aim is to get that goal completely finished at the end of the month, but every week I had a kind of like smaller goal, which was a break off from that big goal, so that I could actually end up completing all those small goals and then reaching my bigger goal at the end of it. But I did kind of give myself more of a kind of pep talk at the beginning of the month, like to say, right, this is my big goal. And sometimes all it takes is for you to be able to kind of like just talk to yourself in that way and just in your own mind and like explain to yourself that, right, I have this big goal. How am I going to now break it down? But ultimately, this is what I want to really achieve at the end of the month. And it's really just about clearing your mind and understanding what you're trying to achieve by the end of the month. Get to work. This may seem pretty obvious, to be honest. Like, obviously, we all know if you get your head down and you get to work, that's going to be productive. But ultimately what I did start doing was making sure that I was starting work a lot earlier than I usually do. So I usually set up my kind of desk the night before, the day before, so that in the morning I wasn't wasting time trying to kind of like get everything together. I really had everything kind of laid out for myself. So I was ready. So all I needed to do was do my little bits in the morning that I needed to do, and then sit down and get to work immediately, not trying to like find where I'm kind of like working. So it really was about preparation as well, and understanding that, okay, the day before, like my planner, I would write everything in my planner for the next day. So at the end of the day, I would write my next day's kind of schedule. And that way, when I open up my schedule in the morning, it's like, right, okay, I've got this, 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 and this to do. Because I did find that what I was doing in the mornings was, well, probably starting later than I should have, because when you work for yourself and you have your own business, it's a little bit different because you don't have someone kind of hovering over you telling you, you know, what you should and shouldn't be doing. You have to motivate yourself. You don't have anyone there to motivate you. But I found that a lot of the times when I ended up starting my work during the day, I would spend an unnecessary amount of time just putting together what I had to work on for the day. So that's when I realized, right, okay, actually, you know what? It might be easier if I actually put my schedule for tomorrow together today, so that tomorrow when I do get to work, everything's ready for me and I just know I can get started with it. And I'm utilizing my day a lot better. So I made sure that I was working right from the morning right until like 6 p.m. or 6:30 sometimes, depending on whenever I decided to finish. And that really helped me because I feel like I just had so much more time in the day. It's actually pretty crazy that you don't realize how little things can take so much time out of your day so that you're left with very little to actually get stuff done. You know, even little things like not setting a timer for certain things, you just don't realize how you've gone way over your time limit, maybe researching on something and not left yourself enough time to be able to actually get to work. So that's, again, going back to like the Pomodoro technique and how this planner actually tells you how to work. It really has helped me because it's made me kind of like utilize my day better, and I utilize every hour much better than I did before. And it's just generally way more productive. And I really do hope that you have enjoyed this and it's something that maybe has helped you in your approach with work. If you do have any comments, please do let me know in the comments box below because I'd love to know. And if there's anything else that you want to learn in terms of business, work, social media, YouTube, whatever it is, let me know. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.